her right now. We are hearing from people right now who have been evacuated.
So on the phone right now, we have Rolf Goetzinger with us right now. Rolf, thanks so much for being here. Are you safe this evening? Tell us where you are and what fire you're being impacted by.
Okay, we're safe. We have a hotel room. We're in the valley. Our house is on 4202 West Hiawatha Drive. It's off Indian Trails, and according to the app, the fire, we were right along the fire, right within the fire line of that. And we heard from neighbors or some other people that went back and saw the house gone. Not ours.
Sorry.
Saw another house. 4 houses down from us was gone, and the house behind us, we're almost to the top of 5 Mile. And that they saw the house above us on fire. So we're not too hopeful.
Rolf, I am so sorry. And this hits so close to home. And I know you're unsure right now about yours, but just seeing your neighbors and your community, your neighborhood, that's really tough.
So go over to... Oh, go ahead, Rolf.
I was going to say we do have a great neighborhood where we're all in touch with each other, and already the neighbor whose house was burned was informed by another neighbor. I couldn't get myself to do it, but I'm just so curious. It's just so hard to be far away just to know did our house survive, or we have nothing to come back to. So if you hear anything from any crews that are working up there or have any videos on our address, based on our address.
Oh, Rolf, I'm so sorry to hear. That is a frightening situation to be in. Something I can't imagine. I'm so sorry.
We never imagined it either. we always think of everybody else, or you always hear whether it's the Northwoods fire, like somebody else, and you think, well, it's not going to affect us, and then things come around and things do affect you, and they're not planned. You just never know when things happen.
So, Rolf, walk us through today. I know it's been a little bit of a whirlwind. When did you get the notifications, and when did you know it was time to go?
Well, we left before the notification to evacuate. We packed our bags already, knowing that we watched the fire from our deck. We could watch it start this morning over there in Airway Heights and then come into Riverside State Park. And then I could see the flames in Riverside State Park, but we were exactly downwind from that. And then we heard it jump the river. And then we started to pack our bags. That, it's probably around 1 or 2. I can't remember exactly, but I wasn't looking at the time, so we just gathered our, some belongings we could get in a suitcase, and we have a daughter with disabilities, so we had to make sure we had her stuff too, and my wife's medications and so forth. But we got what we need, and it's just the anxiety of knowing what's there and not there.
And what kind of communication? You mentioned if anybody hears anything or if we had video. So obviously right now you're just in a sit and wait situation. Is there any...
That's right.
Is there anyone or any agency that you know of to reach out to, or that you have been able to get any contact with, or are you really just in a holding pattern? No,
just talking, texting, and calling our direct neighbors back and forth to find out if anybody knows anything. That's all.
Wow.
Rolf, I'm so sorry. And you said you're in a hotel, and certainly...
Oh, we're safe.
You're safe.
Good. That's the good news.
Yeah, we're good, and that's really what counts.
Rolf, wow.
I am so sorry for what you're going through in your family. Certainly, we are working to get as much information as possible. We just saw so many people. Did some of your neighbors, do you think, were they able to go to friends or family or hotels, or are some of them at shelters? Have you been able to chat with them about that?
As far as I know, everybody had a place to go. So it seems good. We live on a dead end road that ends at 5 that ends at the top of 5 Mile Prairie. And so the neighbor cut the padlock because it's a fire gate and an escape route. And we heard that Indian Trails in Francis was solid traffic. So we went up over 5 Mile and left away from the fire and took back roads and avoided a lot of the traffic.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about that. So you had to go, was it a road you normally would not go down then? It was more of an escape situation? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hiawatha,
Hiawatha ends up down on Indian Trails, and it's right kind of there on the corner of Kathleen and Indian Trails, kind of directly in the middle of the fire path. And we heard that was all booked, don't go that way. So we went the opposite way. Our neighbor whose house burned cut the padlock so we could open the gate and get out over Lincoln, over 5 Mile Prairie.
And you told us your neighbor, that you weren't there when it happened. They were able to get that information later from someone else?
Apparently somebody had gone back to get something, and that's what they reported on. Because apparently the fire department didn't know about that access gate, and once they knew, apparently they started to move from the top down because that was the only access road through there, and but then I don't know if that was too late by the time the crews got there.
Yeah, the fire has been so fast moving today, and with the winds,
it really is.
It's been just. It's been extraordinary to watch how quickly it can move. And I guess the good news is, like you said, that people were able to get out.
And that's what really matters.
It is what really matters, though it's heartbreaking when you hear about somebody's home and all their things. Of course, that is not what you want to hear. I'm so sorry, Rolf.
No. I'm just hoping it'll be open enough tomorrow to be able to go up there.
I do know, and you've been watching the coverage, it sounds like as well, they are bringing in National Guard to help out. They are bringing in more crews and certainly doing their best to get things where it's safe enough to get people in. But we have not been, just so you know, Rolf, given a timeline of some of these neighborhoods of when people can enter. We do have, in a few minutes, we are actually going to be joining Jenny Power, who works with us, is at the Department of Natural Resources update, which is supposed to happen at about 7:15. So I encourage you, Rolf, to continue to watch, and hopefully we'll have more information for you and for everyone else who is living in this sort of state of unknown right now.
Well, Rolf, we really appreciate you sharing your story and telling us more about what happened. We're going to be thinking and praying about you and everyone affected. So thank you so much for being here with us. Okay?
Well, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to kind of share it and wish everyone well as well.
Yes, we're in this together, Rolf. All right. Well, I do want to get